It's punchy, it's distinctive, it's the blue one. Today, we're drinking Cascade. Hi guys, it's Jim here from drtangenstein.com with another episode of Beers of the British Isles. In this episode, we're going to be drinking Cascade by Saltaire Brewery. Now, I picked this up from Morrison's. I think that's the only supermarket you can get it from currently. Maybe you can get it from the Co-op as well, actually, I'm not sure. Now this is 4.8% and it's surprisingly an American pale ale. Which just surprised me because I've had other beers from Saltaire before and they seem to be very kind of traditional and English. But this is an American pale ale, 4.8%, and basically very little else is known about this beer. The brewery kind of keeping their cards close to their chest on this one. So I don't know anything about the malts, don't know anything about the yeast. I'm guessing there's Cascade hops in there. That's probably all I can glean from the name. So what I'm imagining is going to come out of this bottle is kind of a golden to pale golden coloured beer with a clean bitterness, a little bit of residual sweetness, but not cloyingly so, like it shouldn't stick to your mouth. And because it's Cascade, I want to see a citrus aroma with kind of a real nice citrus hop flavour. So let's see if I'm right. Okay, we're nice and cold, we're in the glass. Now, first thing to comment on, obviously, is the appearance. Nice and clear, and yeah, kind of a golden appearance, which is good. The head is kind of dissipated, but again, these glasses are pretty rubbish for that kind of thing, so I'll leave that up to your discretion. Now, let's put my nose right in there then. I'm not really getting a hell of a lot of aroma from it, to be honest. Nothing really at all. You can maybe get a little floral from it, you know, a little kind of a small bouquet there. But let's taste it, see what happens. Yeah, okay, that's a little bit more like it, yeah. So what we've got there is nice and sharp. It comes in, it hits your tongue. It's super sharp. Like I say, not too bitter, kind of a little on the sweet side, but it's carbonated very well, despite my glasses destroying the head. It's carbonated very well, a little bit on the sweet side. Nice bitterness, but it's all kind of tied up with that real nice sort of what is it? It's all tied up with that. It's not an overly citrus flavor like I expected, but it is kind of just real. It's kind of a balanced citrus, so you don't get the tang. You don't get that kind of the clementine orange flavors, but you also don't get the lemons. It's kind of somewhere in the middle of citrus, you know. I've just noticed now the aftertaste is actually quite bready. It's quite a strong bready aftertaste, which is something you might expect in more of an English pale ale. But yeah, that's pretty good. The brewery that makes this beer, Saltaire Brewery, was founded in 2005. The owners themselves only met in 2003. 2005 rolls around and they got themselves a brewery, which I love that kind of story. I love that, right, we'll meet You want to do this? Yeah, I want to do this. Let's go. Let's start not just a brewery, but a massive brewery as well. Let's just dive in at the deep end there. So they brought their brewery to Saltaire, which is in Bradford. It's a very historical place, Saltaire. It goes back to hundreds of years ago. They are so when they started, that they had Cascade is one of the originals, along with, I don't really like to do this, but they had a blonde as well. So Saltaire Cascade and blonde, they're kind of the two flagships, which kind of says something about the times that they grew up in almost. But since then, yes, they've done traditional stuff. Yes, they've got a mild and a bitter and an extra special bitter and maybe a stout, but they're also doing kind of innovative things as well. And I think that one of the most innovative things they've done is to tie their old classics in with the new kind of cool guys, using this kind of theme that they have got, like the packaging theme. I know, packaging might not mean a lot to a lot of people, but this kind of says to the world, our Cascade beer is as good as our, I don't know, let's say New Zealand hopped pale ale kind of thing. And I think that's good. It means that they're really proud of what they've done. Okay, so how do I sum up Cascade? Appearance-wise, it's great. The head hasn't lasted that long, but I've already apologised for that. No notable aroma to me, if I'm honest. In fact, if I were to pin my flag to a post on the aroma, I'd say it's almost got like a crackery aroma. Like you can almost smell the malts more than the hops, and maybe even a yeast character to it, but not overly so. The taste, like I say, it's on first sip, it's nice and clean. It's crisp. You get that kind of mid citrus hop flavor that I was talking about earlier when I was arguing between oranges and lemons. You get that real kind of middle of the road citrus hop flavor, but it's not super overpowering. The malt character is quite bready. So now that this beer's sort of warmed up a little bit throughout the episode, the malt character is quite bready. So I'm wondering whether this is actually an American pale ale. So I don't like to rate things out of 10. What I will say is I have enjoyed this beer. If this beer were a song, it would be Rocket Man by Elton John. It's a good song. I like it. Probably most people like it, but it's nothing flashy, and it's an English guy singing with an American accent. And I think that this beer might be an English pale ale with an American accent. Let me know what you think of it. Head down to Morrison's for sure, maybe the Co-op. Pick yourself up a Cascade by Saltaire. I recommend this beer. I think it's a good beer. For all I've said, it's a good beer. Pick yourself up one of these. Let me know what you think. And if you like this, take the bottle down to your bottle shop. They probably actually stock Cascade, so you can get it from there also. Until then, guys, cheers.